YouTube, what up, YouTube, Down Home News TV. I am Dre, and we got a good one. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good one today. It's my first time seeing the video, first time of hearing about Millionaire Mentor. But this video is coming from Millionaire Mentor. Title of it is "Liberal Woman Freaks Out Sitting Next to a Trump Supporter on a Plane." Let's see what this is about.
You're about to realize something. It seems like the veil of political tolerance that the far left had put on for so long started to shed after 2016. The clip you're about to watch is a perfect example of that, when a woman was kicked off a flight for harassing a fellow passenger for his political beliefs. So subscribe to the channel, take a look at this incredible clip before I tell you more about it.
She has called me names and insulted me just for sitting down in the seat, saying that I came here to celebrate today.
Is there going to be a problem?
There will be. I would like for him to change seats with someone.
No, I'm going to get somebody. Well, you don't have that right. So I will get somebody to come and talk.
You pretend you have the moral high ground, but you put that man's finger on the nape of your head. That man doesn't believe in climate change. Do you believe in gravity? Did you know gravity is just a theory? Right. I beg your pardon. I have to take you off this plane right now. I paid for this seat and I'm sitting. He is in my space.
This looks straight out of a comedy skit, yet unfortunately cases of politically motivated unruly passengers are only in the rise in this country, and it seems like this passenger named Scott Koteski is one of them. He detailed the entire incident and especially what happened before he started recording on his Washington-bound flight for the presidential inauguration. He wrote on a Facebook post that this lady first asked him, quote, "Did you come here to cheer on or protest?" To which he simply replied, "I came here to celebrate democracy, ma'am." For some reason, these politically motivated incidents have become an increasingly common occurrence, and that's become a big enough problem that the Federal Aviation Authority has put in place specific policy positions against disruptive passengers that take politics into the plane cabin. And it's not just coming from the passengers, because that directive came after a flight attendant union called on their airlines to stop serving people suspected of involvement in J6. On the passenger side, they can face a fine of up to $30,000 if they create a ruckus or delay on the airplane, but this particular incident with the lady was different since she was simply escorted out of the plane and let off with a warning. But what's crazy is that reportedly this barrage of political insults started as soon as the passengers started boarding, and a full 2 minutes of it had already happened before people started recording. And did you notice how straightforward the cabin crew were in telling her she didn't simply have the right to switch seats? We saw that similar attitude carry over when she was asked to finally leave, despite some resistance from her husband.
She's causing hostilities.
I'm going home. My mother-in-law, his mother, died. And we had to be here. I'm going home. There is no way I'm getting on.
Not have issues on the plane, and we were hoping to be a lot of issues right now.
Fine, I'll be quiet. I'll just
We're not going to get out of this night. We're not going to allow that either, unfortunately.
I talked to the captain.
Captain wants to go? Okay. So at this point, the captain is off as well. So I'm going to have to actually grab your calls.
I'm going to be in my own bed tonight after being at my mother-in-law's.
Unfortunately, not on this one. We can get you remote from something else and see what else we have.
Open up.
My husband lost
Open up.
have some respect.
And I'm terribly sorry for that, but that does not give you right to treat people the way you're treated.
It's reported that the passenger recording this entire drama wasn't even the first one that she was berating, since there had been a previous exchange with a person wearing a Donald Trump t-shirt aboard this Washington-bound flight before the presidential inauguration. There is no way something like this wouldn't have been noticed eventually. While it's understandable that the demise of her mother-in-law could have brought her stress, that's not an excuse to create a scene and a delay. That's because if you look up what aircraft Alaska commonly uses, it tells you a Boeing 737, which has an estimated hourly running cost of about $5,000 to $10,000. That means even a 20-minute delay would have cost the airline up to $1,000 in lost revenue, doubling the urgency with which she needed to be offboarded. and she eventually was. Here's some of those scenes that she and her husband leave, accompanied by applause by the other passengers, clearly relieved at not having to be berated for their political beliefs. In fact, Scott mentioned this in particular of how everyone stood by him despite the fact that not all were obviously Trump supporters, saying, quote, "As the lady was removed, I saw what I was surrounded by an African Americans, Latinos, Asians, and white people, all who had chimed in asking her to be removed and who had defended me. I was touched and moved knowing later that not all these people were Trump supporters."
I hope this country is great. I've been here for 20 years.
Man, we're waiting on you.
I'm American. You're a citizen. Ottawa.
I mean, I get a whole row to myself.
You earned it.
And that's not a political scene, but simply people that understand there's no place for this kind of targeted political harassment simply for someone's belief. The Alaska Airlines itself has also come out in support of the captain and crew, saying they made the right call. The airline released a statement later saying the female passenger was insulting passengers in the boarding area, then on board the aircraft. Several passengers expressed concerns about her behavior. "We stand by our employee's decision to remove the disruptive passenger. All in all, it was just one in a series of incidents that paint a sad picture of the state of political polarization today. And yet, despite that, the fact that people on this flight were able to come together on the shared value of respecting other people's beliefs is a welcome sign that most Americans still harbor respect for each other, despite their political differences." You're about to realize
The radical left. I don't have a good impersonator voice, but yeah, I mean, the death of her mother-in-law shouldn't be used as an excuse for her behavior at all. I know we get emotional at times, sometimes we spaz out, but she's obviously an adult and needs to learn how to control her behavior better. But let me know what y'all think about this video. Check out Millionaire Mentor. I'll be looking at some more of his content as well.